Okay, in the next video we're going to take a look at the main interface. So let's just open that up and have a look at what we're going to be creating. So first thing, if I just run this through for us. Okay, we're now going to take a look at the open till part. So if I open this up, the idea with the open till is that you'll get the point of sale, and this is the interface that the main sort of operator of the till uses to choose the product. So they could choose like small hot chocolate, large coffee, total changes, and then they can go through and pay, choose the amount to pay. So let's put in a £5, press OK, calculates the change to give, and then gets sent through to the printer. So there's various parts of this system that we're going to have to look at. You'll notice here we've got this tabbed sort of browser here. Now the interesting thing about this is it's populated dynamically, so I haven't dragged and dropped these controls on. Literally I've let Visual Studio or C# actually build this at runtime. And also these buttons here, they're not just custom buttons, they actually hold an instance of a product, so that when we click them it can actually send the product straight through to the list. So there's lots of little bits and pieces that we need to look at for this next part. We're going to start off by taking a look at something called a binding list, and we're going to have a look at how we can populate this area here with the various items or the various products. So let's start by taking a look and actually starting to create the form. Okay, so we'll take a look now at how we actually go about creating the coffee shop point of sale. So what I'm going to do first of all is just add a new form to my program. So let's just give that the name coffee shop POS for point of sale. So this is going to be like the till that they see, and we're just going to press add on that. So we've got the point of sale system there. I'm just going to add a button to the main form just so that this can be opened and tested. So again, I'm just going to go into my Solution Explorer. I'm just going to go and find form 1, which was the original form, open that up, and just pop myself a button that can open up that form. So let's just make that a bit wider, go and investigate the properties there. I'm just going to change the text to open POS or open till, whatever you want to put there really. Give the button a better name, so BTN open point of sale, and I'll add a click event in there, so double click, and I'm going to say coffee shop point of sale, and just lowercase coffee shop point of sale, and make that equal to a new version of that class. So there we go, and I'm just going to put coffeeshop.pos.show. So that's going to open up that form when we're ready to test. So that's that job done. So going back into the design view, whoops, wrong form. Going back into the design view for the coffee shop, I'm just going to close all of the other forms. Okay, there we go. We're now ready to start building. So this needs to be a slightly wider form, slightly longer form to fit everything on. Basic tweaks need to be done here, so I'm just going to get my Solution Explorer, properties there. I'm just going to change a couple of bits on that form. Probably want the text to be a bit different. I'm just going to put welcome to the coffee shop there. That just makes it a bit nicer. Again, probably just choose a better icon for that. So let's just scroll, find the icon, and put my icon in there. So that's the sort of the basics sorted out for that. Now next job, I'm going to want to do various different pieces. I'll just go back to design view first of all. I need to put in a list box that's going to hold all of the transaction items. So to start things off with, I'm just going to go down, find the list box, and drag that onto my form. So I have about that sort of size. So this list box is going to hold all of the products that the user has chosen. Okay, so basic list box, and we just need to again just go and customize the properties on that. Need to change the name. I'm just going to call it list products chosen. Okay, so we've got a name that represents what that does. So what I'm going to do just to test this out, I'm going to show you how you build a binding list that we can then bind this sort of view to, so when an item is added, it automatically appears in the list box. So we're just going to start off with a sort of a test button really, just to get things going. I'm just going to pop that up there We're going to get rid of that after, so I'll just leave it as it is. We're going to go into the code, so right click and view code, and we're going to put a few bits and pieces in that's going to help us here. So first thing, I'm going to need something that holds all of the items. So what I'm going to do is make a private variable here, and this is going to be a binding list. So you need to find this. You should see it just at the bottom, and you can see that binding list is something called a generic collection. So if I just add that in, generic collection means I need to tell it what type of data it's expecting. Now we've mapped all of our tables, so I've already got a product that's mapped from the database, and that's what it's going to be holding, a list of products, and probably just give it a meaningful name, so products would probably be quite sensible for that, equals new binding list, and again you'll see it has product in there. You'll need to open and close a bracket at the end and a semicolon just to finish that off. So now we've got a binding list for our products. The next thing to do really is to actually then bind that to the actual list box, and we're going to do that just in the constructor for the time being. We're going to move this separately later on, but just for testing really. All I need to do is find my list box, dot, and again same way really for the other components. If I change the data source here and make the data source equal to products, again products, you can see it's just a binding list, and then again all I need to do is say what to display, so list dot LST for list product chosen dot, I want the display member again, so what to display in there, and I'm going to say, well, that's going to equal the description that's contained within the products. So we've now got a list that's bound hopefully to the product binding list, so that's quite sort of straightforward really to do. Now to check this works, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go back into my design, and I'm going to put an on-click event in this button, and I'm just going to create a new product and add it to that list. So let's just create a new product, so TBL product, I'm going to call that P equals new product, new table product, okay, and I'm going to use the way of just putting in the description here, so description is going to equal product A, just keeping it simple, and price I'm just going to put in there as £1.99, and don't forget it's a decimal, so we need that. So we've got a product there, and then all I'm going to do is add that to the list. Now to add it to the list is simple. All I need to do is say products dot add, dot add here, and what I do then is just literally specify the product that I want in, and you can see it's expecting a product item, so I can just pass P in there, and that will add that product to the list. So let's just save that all up for a second. We'll go and check that that works, see if we've got any errors. Looks like the build succeeded. Open the point of sale, there's our form, press the button, and you can see as I'm adding it, there we go, the product, although it's the same product, is being added to the list there. So that's working absolutely fine.